As for those joining us on this edition of Butt Fumble Sports and going through every NFL game, excited to have Dennis and Lope join us. And of course, Blease, go tweet out the space. Let everyone know that we're going to be talking some NFL action, whether it's betting, fantasy, everything everyone needs to have a successful NFL Week 15. Like I said, there are a lot of games this week, and it starts on Thursday, a big game in the AFC West between the number 1 and number 2 seeds in that division, with the San Francisco 49ers traveling up to the Seattle area to face the Seahawks. 49ers come in 9-4, going up against the Seahawks, who are 7-6. This game is going to be on Amazon Prime. Where I see it, the 49ers are a 3.5-point favorite. The over-under set at 43.5 points. Some gambling trends before we go out to everyone and get their analysis on this game. The 49ers are 4-0 against the spread in their last 4 games overall, while the Seahawks are 8-2-2 against the spread in their last 12 Thursday games. The 49ers are 2-8-1 against the spread in their last 11 meetings in Seattle against the Seahawks, and the over is 3-0-1 in the last 4 meetings in Seattle, while the over is also 5-1 in the Seahawks' last 6 games following an against the spread loss. As we always do, we love talking to some of our great sports fans and those dedicated who to put in the research. One of them, of course, Dennis, who does such a fabulous job for us. Make sure you give him a follow at Dennis Terava, DennisterAva. Dennis, you do such a fabulous job on your DFS picks every week. First of all, hope you're having a good day. Second of all, what do you think of this Thursday night matchup?
I'm excited for it. I watched the San Fran game this past weekend, and man, they just have so many weapons. Obviously disappointed with Debo going down, but I was impressed by Purdy, assuming he's healthy enough to go. I would love to see a repeat here. They definitely entertained. They put a good product on the screen. And Seattle's not a slouch either. I think this will be a fun game to watch.
Do you have any favorite plays as for the DFS or fantasy? I know this is a big week for a lot of fantasy owners. Any thoughts on it in that regard?
You know, sometimes when you're looking to rent a car, you might want to go the economy line. Maybe you go the full size. This week, I recommend go SUV. Take Christian McCaffrey. It's sometimes you just have to splurge. He's $8,600 on DraftKings for DFS. Sit back and just enjoy the numbers that he'll put up. You saw what he did last week, especially with Debo being down. I think he's going to be getting a lot of usage.
Someone we also turn to get some great analysis is Lope. You can check him out at LopeDog. That's DAWG on the back end at JLopeDog. Lope, how you doing tonight? And what do you think of this game on Thursday night between the 49ers and Seahawks?
I'm doing good. Definitely an exciting Thursday night game, which we haven't gotten a whole lot of. The 49ers are just one you really don't want to bet against right now, no matter who's playing quarterback. But short week and up against a pretty desperate, maybe season on the line type Seahawks team. Plus with the plus 3.5 with the hook, I might be looking towards Seattle with that, and then. The over, 4 of the Seahawks' last 5 games have gone over, so over 43.5. Their defense seems to be vulnerable, especially against the rush, and that's what the 49ers can do. So I think that there's a chance for a lot of points.
As Dennis mentioned, Christian McCaffrey, great play. The Seahawks, one of the worst defenses up against the run in the NFL. And one of the reasons I'm recommending Jordan Mason as someone you may want to pick up off the waiver wire. If you've got someone who got injured this past week, or you're scrambling to get someone in a flex or in other positions, Jordan Mason might get some opportunities against one of the worst run defenses in the NFL. We've seen it be torched multiple times now. As for how Butt Fumble Sports sees this game going, our pick for this game is San Francisco on the money line, but the Seattle Seahawks to cover. I'm going to buy the 1.5, get that at +5. I feel like on the short week, this being in Seattle, whether it's Purdy or somebody else, I feel like we haven't seen Brock Purdy go on the road yet, and we haven't seen him in front of a hostile crowd. I'm curious to see how a short week, a lack of preparation, and of course, no Debo Samuel, how that will play into everything. I also think the Seahawks are absolutely desperate right now. They're starting to reel a little bit. This is an opportunity for them to get back in the race, at least for that wild card position. I think ultimately the 49ers will win the division. But with that said, I like, again, Seahawks on the money line, Seattle to cover +5. I also like the over in this game. I think you're going to see Christian McCaffrey break some big runs. I think he could be used in the passing game. I see Geno Smith having a decent day as well. There's certainly a number of player prop bets for this game that I like. I'll start with the first one that starts on the 49ers side of things, and that's George Kittle. The Seahawks are one of the worst defenses against tight ends as well. George Kittle, I feel like the security blanket for every young quarterback is that tight end position. So I fully expect Kittle to be involved in the offense. I like Kittle over 40.5 receiving yards. I'm getting that at -115 right now. Feel really good about that. Feel like that's one that could absolutely cash. So I'm curious to know what his player prop bet total is set at for receiving yards. They haven't put that out yet in the sports book that I watch, but really curious. On the other side of the ball for the Seattle Seahawks, there are two plays on the same player that I'm looking at. The first one has to do with touchdowns. I like Tyler Lockett on an anytime touchdown. He's on a 6-game consecutive touchdown streak. I see that continuing. Not sure if Geno's going to get 2 touchdown passes in this game. Still kind of working that out in my mind and through the simulations that I do. But I certainly like Lockett. I'm getting that at +200, so good plus money on that. And another one for Lockett, this has to do with longest reception. Over 23.5 yards. I feel like that's a really good play. Consistently, he hits over that. And in the last few weeks, he's been doing that as well. Earlier in the year, when it was the Seahawks at the 49ers, his longest reception was 27. So again, I feel like he's someone that Geno will find down the field. Feel like that's a good opportunity. Know I threw out a lot of bets out there for you, but felt like that this Thursday night game offers a number of good plays, whether it's in player props, whether it's in fantasy, and of course the game itself. Feel like this is a good one. I am hedging, as you can hear, going with the 49ers on the money line. That's really a statement about their defense and their coaching and their running game. But having the Seahawks on the cover +5, I feel like I'm on